Whether you are one of our British viewers or a fellow American looking at moving to England, there are a lot of questions of what it's like to be an American living in a foreign land. So in today's video, we're going to be going over just that. We've been living in the UK for just over 3 years now, and this is going to be a tour of our English home, as well as answering some questions like where we buy home decor and what to do about that half shower door thing. So stick around. We live in a detached home. It is not what you would think of as a detached home in the States because the gaps between us and our neighbors are quite small. It's enough to get our wheelie bins through, but that's pretty much it. We are going to start the tour upstairs because the downstairs kitchen is one of the reasons I fell in love with this house. But a close second is the bedroom. A lot of the things that we were hearing when we were first moving here was that UK bedrooms are super small compared to US bedrooms. However, our bedroom is massive and I love that. This is a queen size, US queen size bed, which has been fantastic, but I don't think a king size bed would have actually fit in here despite the fact that this room is gigantic, and that's because of the stairwell. Because of the way that the stairs angle, even this bed frame was pretty tough getting it up here. It scraped the walls a little bit and we ended up having to plaster and paint. But alas, it made it here, and it's gonna be interesting trying to get it back out. Another thing that's really great about this bedroom are the windows. So they are nice and big and they open by just twisting that button and pushing out, and then there are buttons top and bottom that you're able to push and then pull the window open so you can clean the outside, which is super handy. The windows are actually just like this at the base housing at Lakenheath, and we did a whole video on that. So if you wanna see that, you can click the card up above. But the other fun windowism that we have here, if you're American, is the screens on the windows. So there are still bugs here. There's still mosquitoes, gnats, that kind of thing. And I think it's just common that people open up the windows, and I mean, it's just, the bugs aren't that bad. It's not like the same as you would see near still bodies of water in the States. But they bother us. So we have select windows that we have put this ratchety bug screen on that's just held in place by like a double-sided sticky tape. I'm super ready to take those down and see the window clean again because yeah, just little things get stuck in it. But it allows us to open up the window and not worry about bugs coming in, which is so needed in the summertime because there's no air conditioning. Additionally, the other nice thing with these windows is that we have blackout curtains. In the summertime here, it stays bright well past like 9:30 p.m. and that starts getting, you know, sleepy time for me. So it's nice to be able to roll these down and not have to worry about light blinding you. Also, it's bright super early. Next to me is a built-in wardrobe, which is something that we absolutely love about this house. As we were looking at places to live, built-in wardrobes or closets, if you're American, were kind of uncommon. However, I think they are becoming more common in newer builds, which this place is. So we've got a little spot for Jordan to store some of his hanging clothes. And then behind me, we've got the master bathroom. This room is unique to say the least, but it is super easy to clean with this black ceramic tile all throughout. This has a full sliding glass door, which is also something that we like, because when you see in the other bathroom, the door doesn't look quite like this and it's a little bit more of a pain. But we installed this little hanging thing ourselves for our own shampoos and conditioners because there was nothing already built into the infrastructure. Besides that, we've got a little pedestal sink and then a little organizer that we bought ourselves off of Amazon. So kind of added more storage, things that we are more used to having and just adopting to what we would have if we were in the States. The next room that I'm going to be showing you guys is a bit of a weird one, but it's because this is a 4-bedroom home, and honestly, Jordan and I have no use for a 4th bedroom. So this room became a yoga room, which I love truly, because there are nice big open windows, which gives me a view to the yard down below. And then I've just got my yoga mat, and the pupper and I just do yoga in here in the mornings, which is really great. See, look, she's posing right now. And then the room next door is an actual spare bedroom that we set up for when my sister came here about this time last year. And it's adorable, but it is quite small. So this bed right here is a UK twin, which is significantly smaller than a US twin. But we didn't really have the ability to buy a US twin and ship it over here. So this just worked for us for the time being. And it's not crazy amount smaller. And then besides that, we just got furniture from a vintage place nearby. We absolutely love shopping antique furniture and local stuff. And then yeah, just stuff that we found on Amazon to decorate. Spare bedroom number 3 has another unorthodox usage. So like I said, there's not a lot of built-in wardrobes here, and I kind of have a lot of clothes. So this room became a walk-in closet slash vanity room. So we just bought a little vanity for me to get ready with, and then besides that, it's pretty much a walk-in closet. So we've got shoe stands here, dresser here, and then another built-in wardrobe right there. And then the last room upstairs, apart from this little storage closet, is the spare bathroom. So this doesn't get a whole lot of usage from Jordan and I. However, it got a lot of usage when both my family came to visit and his family came to visit. And let me show you the little half weird door thing that I said. So this is common throughout all of Europe, all of the UK, and it drives us absolutely mad because it only goes about half the length of the entire shower, and it is pretty much a regular shower. You can angle it, but it tends to splash all over the place, and it drives us crazy. So we just put up a tension rod and a little shower curtain to help prevent that from happening. But if somebody has a good answer as to why these exist like this and why they're so common, please, please let me know. I feel like just a little bit more glass could make all the difference from a sopping wet floor. And that pretty much concludes things on the upper level of the home, the British first floor or the American second floor. Now we're gonna move things downstairs, starting off in the office. This is a very special room to us, and not just because Jordan spends so much of his time here doing all of the editing for the channel, but this is also where we do a lot of our collaborations, finances, all the normal office stuff. This desk in particular, with all of Jordan's stuff, has been quite a project. It was a dream of his to build a computer from scratch, which is what we did. We built all the different pieces in there. He'll have to give you guys a full tour on it one day because he loves that thing. And then my desk is mainly a bit more pretty. We do a lot of like the actual paperwork side there because there's more surface space. But our absolute favorite thing in this room is the map. So this was a gift from Jordan to me for our first anniversary, and we do the traditional anniversary gifts. So the first one's paper, and while this is technically plastic, I think the thought counts, that we knew that we were going to be traveling the world at that point, and so he bought me a scratch-off map, which kind of became the inspiration for our logo. So as we go to different places, we get to scratch them off, and it slowly unveils the color of the world. And that's where the idea for the logo came from. The last thing I want to point out in this area is this box up here. So this is our breaker box. In the States, I've always seen them as panels with doors that you open up, but here it's a full-on box. But the thing that I think is most interesting about it is how close it is to the ceiling. As somebody who is vertically challenged, I'm just glad that the power has never gone out without Jay here, because I would struggle a little bit. But we're gonna move things into the entranceway. So it's kind of a small little area, and this is the part that makes getting large pieces of furniture so difficult. So our couch came in multiple sections, which was really handy, but it's also a UK couch, so I think that they expect that kind of thing. However, our big bed frame, this was the part that was the challenge. So if you are an American looking for a UK home, pay specific attention to the hallways and the different angles that you might be having to get big dressers, that kind of thing through, because it was a challenge. Story time. So when Jordan and I first moved here, we had lived in a studio apartment in the States where it was literally, we owned a bed and an ottoman and clothes, and that was pretty much it. And when we first got here, the thought was, let's be young, dumb, and broke and go travel. We got to do that for about 3 months, and then the pandemic hit. So we got to do a lot of adulting. And the first room that we fully adulted in was the living room. We bought a couch, we bought chairs, we bought bookshelves, the whole shebang, and of course a TV. So this is the room that will probably get the most amount of comments because of my books, but I like my books. So I have lots and lots and lots of books, and some of them have absolutely wild colors that are neon beyond belief, or sparkly, or all kinds of craziness. So I flipped them around so that way you can't see how crazy the colors are. They're more just like little pops. But this is the living room. This is our little sanctuary. This is where we wind down all the time. And if you look at it, you can kind of tell that this was built with this room in mind. These weren't pieces of furniture that we found and brought in. These furniture pieces were bought for this room. Like, this couch could not get more perfect for where it's at. There's about that much space of clearance between the bookshelf and here. But this has been a really fantastic spot for us to hang out. I think everybody's favorite spots are in here. I love curling up in the chairs. Jordan loves stretching out on the sectional, and Hallows loves the bay window. So no matter where you're at in here, we have a great time relaxing and hanging out. And we like seeing the pretty view of the street and watching our neighbors walk by. And it's a great little spot to just relax between adventures. Leaving the living room and back out into the entrance. So I've got a couple little neat things that we want to point out. So one, this entrance table came with the house. It is built in. It's just got a spot that you can open up like an accordion door. And then we have what we refer to as the Harry Potter closet, which is nothing but storage for mostly games and camera equipment. But it's been nice because storage feels few and far between in the UK, and this house feels like it is jam-packed with it, which we love. And the last thing, we have a little water closet, or what you would call a half bath in the US. And it's got no mirror, it's got a little pedestal sink and a toilet, and that is pretty much it. Even the storage we brought in there. So, quite small. This last room in the house is my absolute favorite, and the reason why we got this one. We probably looked at 10 to 15 places before we found this one, and as soon as I saw the kitchen, we put down a holding fee. This place is so big, and we absolutely love it. So, over here we have our dining room. This is where we do all our Americans tries, and the infamous pictures up here that everybody likes to comment on and ask if there are actually any photos in those frames. There are, it's just in the upper third. And then we have tons of counter space, which is so amazing for prep. We got a little soda stream, and then just different pieces of home decor, lots and lots of plants, which I'm gonna be so sad to get rid of. And then just different touches from home. So right here we have recipes from each of our moms, which are our favorite recipes from home that they wrote in their own handwriting. It's just things like that that make the place feel a little bit more homey. Then we've got all of our cookbooks, more counter space, our small little British sink, which I'm gonna be glad to get an American sink again because I don't quite love how small this portion is. I feel like we could get so much more use out of it, but oh well. And then our stovetop over here is gas. It can be good, can be bad. We've had both gas and electric stovetops before. Really the thing with it is that I struggle so hard getting it to start. Jordan always makes fun of me. I just push a button and then when I go to do the thing, it's a struggle. But oh well. Our oven here is definitely smaller than you would see a normal US oven. For example, it is the exact depth and length and width of a cookie sheet. So that is exactly how far back it goes. So when we did turkey, it was a struggle. Small birds, that's what goes in here. And then the last thing that we also think is fantastic about this home is the laundry room. So a lot of the times when you're looking at British homes, you will see a washing machine or like a washer dryer combo next to the dishwasher. However, this spot had a spot for both a washer and a dryer, and it's not technically in the kitchen. It's like in the kitchen, but it's not in the kitchen. So it's not really enough to do folding or anything crazy like that, but it's a nice little spot for us to put our microwave and a transformer and our washer and dryer. There are some things that we had to buy here, or at least that we decided to buy here. For example, the microwave and the Dyson up there are both UK appliances. It's just that the US appliances and UK appliances aren't the same voltage. So if we're gonna be using something that you can't use just a little converter on, you have to use a full transformer. So from the base, we were able to get 2 transformers a piece. So there's 4 total throughout the house. However, they are heavy boys, and to be honest, they're a little bit ugly. So I found ways to disguise them throughout the house, but the big thing is moving them when they need to be used. So we have 1 in the kitchen, 1 in the office, 1 in the living room, and 1 upstairs, the places that we need them most often. But for example, we're not huge bakers, but when we go to use the KitchenAid, we have to move the transformer over here or move the KitchenAid over there. It's just part of living in the UK, I guess. One of the other things that's unique about this house is the fact that we've got fake turf out here in our little back garden, but makes it easy for us because this is the only grass that's on the property. So it's nice that we don't have to buy a whole mower just for this. Out here, we've got a lot of amenities that we think are pretty neat. One, we've got a little spot to store our bins, so composting happens every other week and recycling happens on the weeks that doesn't. And then our trash can go out every week, but it doesn't go in a bin, it just goes in the back and then we set it out with it. Aside from that, we've got 3 different fruit trees growing back here. So we've got apples and grapes and plums. We've tried the apples, we've not tried the other ones. We looked up the grapes, it looks like they are wine grapes, which super cool. However, I don't know how to make wine and we decided not to learn while we were here. And then the last thing that we have is the fireplace. So it's a little pizza oven and you can just put your little pizza in here, light underneath it. It is regardless super pretty, but it makes amazing pizza. Then outside of the front garden, which we'll give you a little preview of right before we close out the video, the last thing that belongs to us in this area is the little garage back here. So we will show you our little space. Just outside the gate, we've got a little spot that we can park our car, which is nice because we have 2 cars. So if the only spot we had was out front, we'd be in a bit of trouble because this garage, well, technically could probably fit a car, is really tight. So we just use it for storage. We've got Christmas stuff and all kinds of different things. Some of it was left here by the landlords, but primarily it's just paint for the house, which has been nice. So that way we can patch things up as we go. And that pretty much wraps it up for the backyard. So let's move on to the front yard. The last little area that we have is the front garden. And I put parentheses around that because there's not a lot of gardening out here. But we do have things like the lavender bush, which smells amazing in the springtime. That's pretty much it. It's just an alcove for us to park our car, a little window for Hallows to do her inspection of the local neighborhood. Yeah, a satellite dish that serves no purpose, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this our little house tour. It has been an amazing experience to live here for the last 3 years, and we could not be more thankful for the home that we have here in the UK. I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of our perspective of English houses, or if you're an American looking to move here, did this give you a bit of a better idea of what you might be expecting? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.